Hello and welcome to Your Broken Galaxy. Today I'm going to talk about the ridiculous medal ceremony at the end of episode 4. Alright, the rebels send out what are essentially fighter jets against a basically mecha moon, and a ragtag bunch of rebels actually end up destroying the Death Star. Hooray. And what do? They arrange a large ceremony in which they can hand out medals. There's a lot of questions about this. First off, between both Vader and Tarkin, I think it's pretty much guaranteed that someone sent out some sort of communication to the Emperor telling them that the Falcon was tracked to Yavin 4. So the Empire probably knew where they were going, which means the rebels should have spent a little bit more time evacuating and a little less time congratulating. Second, how long did they have to rehearse that ceremony? Like, if you've ever attended a graduation from high school or college, been in a wedding or something, you know that a ceremony like that takes time. Getting all the people to stand in line appropriately, all dressed correctly, and turning at the right time, it would have taken a bit of planning. This was probably one of Leia's responsibilities as the whole Princess of Alderaan, head of state, ceremonial stuff that she has to do. Making sure everyone was lined up straight and Han and Luke knew when to walk in on its own would have taken an hour or two of practice. Next up, what were they giving the medals for exactly? Was it for destroying the Death Star? In which case, why the heck did they give it to Han and not Wedge? Han showed up at the last minute, and he was basically just flying an armed space RV and got all the glory. Or are they giving out the medals for saving Princess Leia? In either case, why the heck did they not give Chewie a medal, but they had him walk with them down the aisle? Like, how did that conversation go? So Leia says, Chewie, we'd like to give you a medal. And Chewie's like, grrr. And Han is like, he said no. And Chewie's like, grrr. And Han is like, but he did say he'd like to still walk with us down the center aisle. And Leia's just like, okay, I guess. The other option is Leia's like, look, we only have 2 medals, so we're going to give one to the captain of the ship that saved me, and one to the man who fired the shot that destroyed the Death Star. And Chewie's just like, grrr. I like to think that this is what happened. Also, I think that in this plan, it leads credence to the famous theory that Leia is a speciest, because everyone in attendance of the ceremony, which was presided by Leia, was a human. She probably forced all the aliens to do the grunt work of evacuating the base while all the humans celebrated one another. If you look at this scene again, you can clearly see that Han and Luke are in front of Chewie, and Chewie is just behind them walking along. As they're walking down the middle of this aisle full of humans, Chewie just screams something. Now you gotta remember, the people at the ceremony can't hear the wonderful score by John Williams. It's just a dead, silent room, and halfway through, Chewie yells something. You know what he said? 'Cause I know what he said. He said, grrr! After they get the medals, Chewie just screams again. This time, you know what he's saying? Grrr! Anyway, not having the music points out another major issue with this ceremony. Literally no one other than Chewie says a single word. Like, at these kind of things, don't people say something like, Luke Skywalker, in recognition of your heroism, blah, blah, blah. But no, dead silence. After the medals, Leia doesn't even ask them to turn around. They just do it at the perfect time and all stand in silence, except for Chewie, who's just cussing them all out. Anyway, Chewie did nothing wrong. Leia is a speciest. So that is my video for this week. Guys, thank you so much for watching. If you'd like to support the channel, I would be grateful if you take a look at the description below. And if you would like to see a version of this, I think it's called Without Williams, but it plays the Yavin Ceremony scene without music. There's a link to that in the description below. It's kind of funny, so go ahead and give that a look. Thanks for watching. Please like, subscribe, and all that garbage.